We often don't realize that we are the key to our own happiness, and that happiness starts with healing and transformation. Whether you need healing, guidance, clarity, understanding, or just some honest sister talk to feel connected, heard, and supported, you are welcome and safe here. So join the conversation and be healed. Welcome to Soul Healing Conversations with your host, Roz Kincaid.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Soul Healing Conversations with me. I'm your girl, Roz Kincaid. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? Is everybody doing well? I hope you are. I hope you're doing well today. It is summertime and it is hot. The sun is out and I am here for it all day long here in the United States. And I love it. I don't know if anybody's like me, but I need sunlight and nature, except frogs and snakes, to maintain balance and a balanced spirituality, of course, and mental health. And mental health is important, especially these days. And ain't no shame in taking care of yourself and taking care of your mental health. And I'm gonna talk more about that later. But before we go on, I have to give a shout out to all my listeners here in the U.S., in China, New Zealand, Ireland, Mexico, Australia, Germany, and Canada, as well as France and all over the world, because y'all have shown out for this show. Because of your love and support of this show has surpassed 10,000 in listenership, y'all. We did it, y'all. We did it. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate each and every person that listens live, or if you're listening on demand. I appreciate the support. When I first set out to do this show, I was not expecting to get to these numbers this quick. So listen, let's keep it moving. Let's see how far we can take this. And I say we because I can't have this show unless y'all are listening. So keep listening, keep sharing, keep supporting, because it motivates me and it helps me to keep doing what I'm doing, y'all. So one more thing before I move on. If you are a business owner or an entrepreneur and you want to get your business or an event out in front of these almost 13,000 listeners, actually over 13,000 listeners of this show, then contact me at hello@rozkincaid.com or check out the media kit at my website at rozkincaid.com/soul-healing-conversations. I would love to partner with some other businesses to help you grow and expand and further your reach across the world. So let's talk about it. Let's have a chat about it. All right. All right, y'all. So I do have another great conversation, and I'm using air quotes, in store for you today. When I started to prepare for today's show, I looked at my schedule and I was like, oh yeah, this is the week I don't have a guest. So I don't have a guest and I really don't have a particular topic. So I just checked in. When I don't know what to do and when I don't have the answer right away, that's what I typically do. I checked in with Spirit and they just said, just share your heart. Just share your thoughts, share what's on your mind. This is a very reflective time and contemplative time for us right now. And so sharing my thoughts and sharing my heart is exactly what I'm going to do. I might pull some cards. I know y'all can't see them, but I might pull some cards in between. So let's get on into it. I got a few points I want to make here, and y'all just take this ride with me for today, and let's just let's cruise through it and just enjoy whatever stimulates you, what comes to mind, and I'm just gonna talk. So first of all, I want to talk about mental health, like I was talking about at the beginning of the show, and how important it is that we take care of it and not try to sweep that shit up under the rug or label people crazy or whatever the case may be, although people do act crazy, but not pursuing or taking care of your mental health and just thinking that it's going to go away or, I can handle it on my own. That is the stigma that we have in this society, and especially in the Black community. That if we just power through, if we just push through, it'll get better. If we just pray it away, it'll get better. And listen, I'm a believer in prayer just like anybody else who has a religious foundation and is exploring their own spirituality. Prayer in any religion is important. It's important to me. But some stuff you're gonna have to put some action behind behind some of this prayer that you're doing, and get you some help. And for those of us who have family members that you know clearly need help, whether you find out about it later or you know about it or whatever the case may be, we do have a duty to take care of our people. We have a duty to get our people help, to help those who aren't in a position to help themselves. And let me say those who are willing to receive the help, because sometimes when you're struggling with depression, anxiety, grief, bipolar, disorder, or whatever the case may be, we have to look out for each other, but we also need to accept help. It's almost like an alcoholic or a drug addict, knowing that they aren't strong enough to get over their addiction or work through the urges to want to use again, but also having the wherewithal. And I know this is hard, and I know this ain't the case for everybody, and some people need more help than others. But if you have the wherewithal to know that you need help, don't be ashamed of putting your hand up and say, hey, I'm not okay. We're going through some tough times. And even before this pandemic hit, 2019 was already shaping up to be a rough year. And we already were getting indications from the stars and the planetary shifts and all that 2020 wasn't going to be no picnic either. So I don't know why y'all so damn surprised that it's so rough right now. I mean, that's why we got to start paying attention, y'all. You got to wake up. No judgment, but we got to start doing better. We got to start being more aware, and being more aware of the people who are sitting right up under us, the people right in our own families, the people in our own friend circle, and even the people who we work with every day, whether you seeing them or not, because you're teleworking or whatever the case may be, here in the States or here in other countries. We got a sole responsibility to help each other, because that's the right thing to do. And if you don't, have it on your heart to see somebody struggling and at least offer help, especially if they family, man, come on, help them, check in. And even if and you know what, a lot of times suicide and depression and anxiety looks put together, looks like we got it all. Looks like we doing all right. And it's not until something drastic happens, like, damn, I ain't even see that coming. Or damn, I didn't even know they were struggling like that. Well, you wouldn't unless you talk to them, like really talk to somebody. And I'm not talking about being nosy for the sake of, spreading somebody's business out on social media or carrying, information that ain't been fact checked across, lines of communication, but genuinely checking in on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, but check on the strong friend. The friend that looks strong might not be strong today, y'all. We have to get rid of this stigma around mental health that is shameful, and that, I don't even know what to call it, that there's something wrong because you ain't all right. Everybody ain't built for the type of energy that's going on right now. And it's and that kind of energy might also be trying to help somebody get to a place of healing. But we can't do it by ourselves, y'all. We can't do it by ourselves. So it's going to take for us, the people who are struggling, to reach out and say something. And it's going to take for the people on the outside of us to do due diligence and at least say, hey, how you doing? Not just, hey, how you doing? But how you doing? How you really doing? How you handling all of this? How you dealing with whatever's going on in your life? Like, and that initially comes from a place of compassion for somebody else, regardless of what's going on. You might be beefing with somebody, but damn, can't you be compassionate? Can't you see that they struggling? Can't you see that, something ain't right? All it takes is a little bit of compassion and, just checking in with people. We got to get rid of this shame around mental health and something's wrong with it. And, oh, you crazy. And, listen, how about if the shoe was on the other foot? I'm going to tell you honestly right now, I actually had a conversation with my husband last night and I told him straight up, hey man, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. These are hard times right now, being at home. And I don't mean to be a drag, but I'm here to keep it all the way real with you because I know there's other people out here who are struggling in their own way too. We all do our best to do our best. That's been my response here for the last few weeks. I'm doing my best to do my best. And because you don't see me breaking down or sitting in the corner rocking, that might not be my case. But at the same time, know that something might be going on the inside that you can't see, that looks, put together and prettied up. And I might be burning out on the inside and I ain't saying nothing. So to have that conversation with somebody I felt like I trusted and say, hey, man, just the simple words of I'm struggling. I'm having a hard time over here. Opens up the conversation to say, what you need me to do? My husband, he was honest right back with me. He's like, look, I can't fix nothing. I can't fix everything. I'm not a fixer, but I'm here to support you. I'm here to love you through it. And that's where we got to be for each other. I mean, seriously, stop with the shamefulness and the judgment because people are struggling. Like your ass is struggling too. Stop playing. Everybody got something they struggling with. And because your situation might not look as dire or as intense as somebody else, don't make your struggle less or theirs more. We all in this together. We all have to be. Nobody can do it on their own. Get a little fiery over here, so let me move on. So I switching gears for a little bit. I recently had a client, and I often get clients who come to me, and after talking with them, I find that one of the things that helps them move forward and kind of let go is boundaries. And I had actually had this on my list of topics to talk about later on this year, but I put it on my list for today. Spirit said talk about it today. So, and what I'm talking about specifically is when there is change coming through your life or happening in your life, whether you are having a spiritual awakening, whether you are changing jobs, whether you are, there's some kind of expansion going on in your family or whatever the case may be. There's gonna need to be a process of release, reflection, and putting up boundaries. And so, like I said, I had a client recently come and see me, and she wanted to end the relationship, but at the same time, she didn't want to cause harm or anything like that. Here's the thing about boundaries, man. Boundaries ain't for them. Just like forgiveness isn't for somebody else, boundaries, as you're going through any type of change, boundaries are for you. I'm not talking about walls. I'm talking about fences. I'm talking about where you can still let things pass through. I'm talking more of like a picket fence. You have to draw a line in the sand when, you are making change and introducing new things and purging and, just rebuilding or whatever the case may be. There has to be boundaries. One, because if you don't put up a boundary, people just they're going to take that as you are just allowing anything. You're okay with any and everything. And that can't be the case because 9 times out of 10 is probably what got you into the situation in the first place. There could be some type of self-worth issues or self-value issues where you try to find your value in somebody else or you allow somebody else to set your value point. And that can't happen. And so know that when you make a change and you set a boundary, people not going to like that. People not going to like that. I mean, look around. Look at what's going on right now. There's change happening all around us. There's a release and purging going on all around us with Black Lives Matter movement and, all of that. There has to be boundaries. There has to be a point to say, hey, you can't do this, or I'm no longer accepting this. And it doesn't mean that you're hurting the other person or they're not a good person, but whatever way you were flowing in the situation, in the relationship with the other person, whether it be a romantic relationship, a familial, platonic, friendship, business, whatever the case may be, you have to set boundaries in order for change to be effective, right? In order for change to really stick, you have to put that boundary up, because it's really setting boundaries is really a form of self-care. And I think that, and I can only speak for myself, and I'm hoping that, and I'm sure somebody else can identify, but when you, just let anybody do anything or say anything to you or impose their opinions and feelings and perspectives on you without you having your own, you begin to take on the other person's perspective. You begin to take on and adopt other people's way of thinking as your own. And then before you look up, by the time you look up, it's like, I don't even know who the fuck I am. I'm over here saying what you want me to say, believing what you want me to believe. And I put up no boundary to say, I don't think I agree with that. You got to stop skipping down this road and say, hey, I'm not doing this with you anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have this type of relationship with you anymore. And at this point, I'm talking about a husband and wife situation. Now, listen, do what you think is best. If you think that divorce is a good idea for you and is going to be the boundary or the change that you need, by all means, you know better than you. Well, nobody knows better than you. But if you are one of those people who want to stay in your marriage or want to stay in the relationship and don't want to go that drastic, you got to start putting some changes in place and putting some boundaries up and saying, this is what we're not doing. Maybe not so much with the fire that I just put on it, but at the same time, same deal. There has to be some kind of renegotiation, so to speak, to say, this is how we're going to play this. These are the rules that we're going to play by. You have to have boundaries, and it's okay to say no, y'all. Listen, I know how I've gotten on here and said this before, but it's okay to say no. You need to say no. You need to say, no, I don't want to keep doing this. You need to say, no, I don't want to keep being this person for you. Because when you don't put up a boundary, especially when you're in some type of toxic relationship, you become an enabler. You become an enabler to the other person, and you stand in their way of getting healing. You stand in your way of getting healing. That's why boundaries are so important. Because by not having them, you block yourself. You block the other person. I hope this is making sense to y'all, because it makes sense as I'm listening to it to myself talk. But I can't stress enough that now is the time to start to reevaluate things and to look at, what needs to stay, what's not working, what is working, who needs to go, what connections are about to end. And when they're about to end, because things start to kind of dry up a little bit. So you got to think about that and think about what's best for you and not for everybody else, because you can't pour from an empty cup. It ain't going to work. So check it out. Let's put a pin in the conversation and take a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to continue to share more of my thoughts, and I might pull a card for a quick message from Spirit. So you guys sit tight. I'll be right back.
You have a passion, and from that passion, you've created a business. But how do you market and grow that business? Hi, I'm Emily of Shine Coaching and Consulting. I specialize in brand identity, website design, marketing consulting, and business coaching. I create a visual expression of my clients' ideas and help them develop a business strategy to meet their goals. Connect with me today at shinecoachingandconsulting.com. Be inspired, be real, be you.
The Voice America Live Events channel is here now to showcase your corporate, individual, or organization's live event. Visit voiceamerica.com/live events to see all of our past live events and find out more. Whether it's a multi-day conference, special speaker, or single-day event, we've got everything to make your event a success. We can do a few hours or a few days. For more information about taking your event to the next level, call Jeff Spinard at 480-294-6417 or email info@voiceamerica.com. Again, that's Jeff Spinard at 480-294-6417 or send us an email to info@voiceamerica.com. Voice America is where you are and where you want to be. Join us around the globe as we broadcast live from some of the most interesting events available. Don't forget to view all our live events, including on-demand access to past events that you may have missed by visiting voiceamerica.com/live events.
We're making it easier to listen to the Voice America Talk Radio Network wherever you go. In addition to listening live, you can check out information about your favorite talk show hosts, discover new talk show personalities, add shows to your list of favorites, and listen to all of our show archives on demand, all from your iOS, Amazon Kindle, or Android device. Download it from the Apple App Store, Amazon, or Google Play, and get ready to tune in. The Voice America mobile app, powered by Aircast.
You are tuned in to Soul Healing Conversations. If you would like to reach Roz Kincaid or her guest today, please call into the program at 1-866-472-5788. That's 1-866-472-5788. You may also send an email to hello@rozkincaid.com. Now, back to Soul Healing Conversations.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Roz Kincaid, and you are listening to Soul Healing Conversations. And today, I'm just here sharing my thoughts. It's been a pretty reflective time. Mercury is in retrograde, actually. For those of you that listened to the Planets Are Talking episode that I did with Juanica Dunn, aka Miss Astrology, we talked a little bit about Mercury being in retrograde. We also did a Facebook Live video not too long ago, about a week ago, where she talked more about that. And so when Mercury, which rules communication, which rules thought, goes into retrograde, it means that the planet's spin starts to slow down, and it looks like it's going backwards when it's really not. It's just going that slow. And so what that means for us on a human level or on a spiritual level is that we start to go within. Yeah. Travel going to be messed up. Duplicate text messages are going to go out. Probably not a good time to be signing contracts right now. You probably need to wait until after July 12th or the end of July, because there's that shadow period. But this is really a time where we need to be reflecting on everything that has happened up to this point. We need to be deep in thought. We need to be ruminating on messages and signs and all kinds of things that are going on around us, and really start to check that stuff in our spirit and in our soul and figure out, is that right? Is that what's best? Is that what's good for me? Has that worked? Just before the break, I was just talking about boundaries. But that also kind of ties into the reevaluation process that we can be doing at this time and taking advantage of this retrograde. Now, of course, there's all kind of stuff going on. You probably want to connect with Juanica Dunn or any other astrologer that you trust to, see how this is affecting your birth chart particularly. But for the collective, this is a time to reevaluate, renegotiate, reflect, and just recharge. Yeah, recharge and rest. REST. What you know about it? I think it's a good time to do all of that and just slow down. We got to start taking a cue from these planets, y'all, and know when to move and know when it's time to move fast and go hard in the paint, and when it's time to lay back with your feet up, sipping on some lemonade, catching the summer breeze. Like seriously. So listen, right now what I'm gonna do is y'all hear that? Tap tap tap. I'm gonna shuffle up some cards and just see what spirit has to say. Now look, I know very well that y'all can't see what I'm doing. You can't see these cards, but yet and still, I feel like one, it's important for me to listen to my intuition. It's important for me to listen to my inner guidance. And so that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna shuffle the cards up and just see what pops out, see what spirit has to say. Cause I think we all could use a little heavenly guidance, a little spiritual guidance right now and on what to do. So bear with me as I shuffle. Spirit, what is the message that you have for all of us right now? So Archangel Gabriel decided to come out. Interesting. And her message is, I invite Archangel Gabriel to bring hope and intuition into my life. A lot of times when I work with, when I'm doing my Reiki sessions, I get to the third eye and it's blocked. Here, more so here recently with some of the clients that I've been working with, and even my own, even me, because I do get Reiki sessions too. I got to stay on top of my own healing and self-care so that I can be the best vessel that I can be, and just be able to show up when I need to in the condition that's best. And so this is a reminder that you have assistance. Just like I was saying, if for those who struggle with mental health, there is help out there. And it's not just in this 3D world right here in the earth. You have assistance in the heavenly realms, in the spiritual realm. You can call upon the angels, your spirit guides. You can call on grandmama and them to help you. You get to experience your loved ones in a very different and powerful way than you did when they were alive. I know it's a little different. Sometimes it's a little hard to accept, but sometimes the way that our loved ones can help us is better once they're on the other side. Not discounting their support and what they meant to us here, but this card in particular talks about bringing hope. And man, don't we need some hope right now. We need hope. And we need intuition in our life. We need to be able to trust it. We need to be able to understand and be aware of the signs and the messages, the synchronicities. 444, 1111. I saw 1111 today a couple of times. Somebody had posted it on Instagram. Doing our due diligence to understand the language of spirit, numbers, nature, all of that stuff. And it's important. And then some of y'all might need to take up writing, because Archangel Gabriel can also assist you with interpreting your dreams and helping you with writing and creativity. And Gabriel's name means God is my strength. Whoever you call God, maybe you don't call him God or whatever, but whoever your source is, that is your strength. We need clarity. We need hope. We need to ask for it. And when you ask for it, when you ask for anything, there has to be patience. There has to be a process. Some stuff's going to come quick. Some stuff's not going to come so quick. And that might mean you need to work out your patience. And if you ain't anything like me, if you're a Aries and your ruling sign is Mars, oh, you really going to have a problem waiting. So you just going to have to wait. But you have to know that change is coming. And you have to know when and when not to make moves. When the time is right. When things don't feel right. When something ain't right, y'all, I'm telling you, trust it. When something don't feel right in your gut or you get an uneasy feeling about it, don't move. Don't move until it feels right, and don't move until that feeling changes. I'm telling you, you got to trust your own intuition. Thank you for that card, Spirit. So I want to switch gears for a little bit and talk about the obvious. I want to talk about the Black Lives Matter movement because they matter to me. I'm Black. And so this is going to be a topic that's very going to seem repetitive, but not really, because me using this platform is a way to further the cause, to get it out there. And so, I mean, we still have protesting going on. Great. You know, we still have people making changes out there, laws being changed, you know, people making outwardly statements to show solidarity and support. But I'm gonna tell you what, I don't like this placating that's going on, and y'all calling it help, and y'all calling it support. I mean, and I'm specifically talking about actors getting on TV and acting, and it's blatant. Like I'm not. Mama didn't raise no fool. I know when I see authenticity. I know what it looks like, and I know when it's not. I don't care if you acting or not. And it really don't matter to me if you take Uncle Ben off the rice box, or you know, remove Aunt Jemima from the syrup, or any of that stuff. Them little pats on the head and say, okay, we're better. No, we're not better. Because that's not doing a thing. That's not doing anything to bring about any kind of change. That's placating, y'all, whether you know it or not. And it's not going to work. It's not going to penetrate to the depths of what we needed to in order for there to be real equality and real racial justice. It's going to take more of people catching other racist white people and holding them accountable. Not just us, the Black community, doing it, but once again, we're gonna need help to do it. And it's not enough to be anti-racist, but you got to start listen. You got to start putting your money where your mouth is, figuratively and literally. Supporting Black businesses. There are all kinds of Black businesses out here that are successful, reputable, you know, offer quality products. But then you also got people still out here calling the cops for no reason, or, you know, just because they don't want somebody walking past their house. We need more people in white America to stand up against that kind of privilege, supremacy, and racism. Doing it because let me tell you what, the kids are watching. The kids are watching, and that kind of behavior and that kind of activity is learned. So if you can teach hate, you can also teach love and equality and acceptance. I mean, we have a lot of support for the LGBTQ community. There's a lot of support out there for that. We need just as much with this Black Lives Matter movement. We have to have the support, and you, by just, you know, changing the label on your product or the way you market something, ain't gonna get it, boo. That ain't it. That's not it. And let me say this too before I move on. Keep that same energy. Y'all keep that same energy. And what I mean by that is, don't be doing this for the moment, because this ain't just a moment movement. This is going to go on for as long as it needs to. And when I think about it, when I think about all of the people who have been murdered and lost their lives behind all of this, and I think about it from a spiritual perspective, because, come on, that's what we're talking about here. That's what this show is about. When I think about that, and people ask, well, why did they have to die? Why did it have to be them? It had to be them. It had to be them. The trigger had to be loud enough. The alarm had to be loud enough. The trigger had to be painful enough for somebody to do something. And, you know, believe whatever you want, say whatever you want. But I truly believe that before these people took this platform, took on this human experience, they knew, their soul knew what they were doing. Their soul knew that this was going to happen. Now, once you in this 3D world, you in this flesh, yeah, you lose kind of some awareness for that, but your soul knows. Your soul knows that you signed up to be the person to spark a massive change. So their deaths, all of those people who have died or were murdered behind racial equality, even going back to like Jim Crow, even way back, like our ancestors, like all of this, like this ain't new, y'all. And so you upset now. You know, you want to do something now, you want to support now, But keep that same energy, because we're going to need it. We're going to need it at the polls in November. Hell, we needed it in June. Y'all know the primaries in the United States just happened in most states, or at least they happened in Virginia. We need that same energy when you at the polls, when you get your absentee ballot. If you're tired of the bullshit, do something about it. Do something about it. I hear what you're saying. I hear what all of y'all are saying. It's great. It's lovely. I like it. But I need to see something. I need to see something. And like I said earlier, we all have a responsibility to make this shift and change. The alarm is sounding. And the reason why I'm laughing is because I hear in my ear what I used to hear as a child when I was growing up, because I lived near a fire department. We lived in a small community. And every Saturday at noon, the alarm at the fire station would sound. And that's exactly what I hear right now going across all this planet. The alarm has been sounded, has been turned on, or however you want to say it. Challenge. Game on. If what you're seeing in the media is disturbing you, good. Let it. You need to be disturbed. You need to be disturbed to the point where you do something. You put pen to paper. You put your money where your mouth is. You really start to support. You really start to stand up against it. And if you don't know what to do right now, how about you crack open a book or let your fingers do the walking and go learn about Black history. Get an understanding of what it is that we've been through. Get an understanding of what Native American people have been through. Get an understanding of what Hawaiian and Polynesian people have been through. Because it ain't just Black people that's going through this, y'all. It's not just us. It's not just us. And I even have challenged myself. Well, what are you? Where do you come from? What is your ancestry? Because I don't know that. That wasn't taught to me. And I'm not putting the blame on anybody, neither my parents or anybody in my family or any of my teachers, anything like that. But now I'm at an age where I'm an adult and I'm responsible for myself and for my own expansion and for my own growth. I have a responsibility to learn about me. Start with educating yourself. Start with educating yourself about Black culture instead of misappropriating it and assimilating it. Get an understanding of why all of this is happening, why we feel the way we do. And when I say we, I'm talking about Black and brown people. Because it ain't just Black people. Like I said, it's Native American people and Hawaiian and Polynesian people too, because those people suffered as well. Just in some cases worse. And if people out here talking about defund the police, I don't know if that's the answer. I don't know, but at least give their asses some damn sensitivity training or something. Anyway, let me get off of here because we got to take another break, y'all. We'll be back in just 2 minutes. Right back.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You have a passion, and from that passion, you've created a business. But how do you market and grow that business? Hi, I'm Emily of Shine Coaching and Consulting. I specialize in brand identity, website design, marketing consulting, and business coaching. I create a visual expression of my clients' ideas and help them develop a business strategy to meet their goals. Connect with me today at shinecoachingandconsulting.com. Be inspired, be real, be you.
Follow the Voice America Variety channel on Twitter. Our hosts always have something to say, and we know that you do too. We tweet on today's hot topics, and you're welcome to follow us. Speak up and join in at Voice AM Variety. That's at Voice AM Variety.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Are you finding your frequency? It can be described as that space between failure and success. It's the future of digital media. It's finding your voice. It's engaging topics, content, and ideas. Jeff and Ryan discuss the digital media space and all of its aspects. It's about making the mistakes, taking the chances, summoning the intestinal fortitude to step out of your comfort zone, and discovering what you can accomplish when you decide to try, decide to learn, decide that you have something to say, and find your frequency. Live Fridays at 12 noon Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Variety Channel.
You are tuned in to Soul Healing Conversations. If you would like to reach Roz Kincaid or her guest today, please call into the program at 1-866-472-5788. That's 1-866-472-5788. You may also send an email to hello@rozkincaid.com. Now, back to Soul Healing Conversations.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You are listening to Soul Healing Conversations. I'm your girl, Roz Kincaid. Again, if you would like to work one-on-one with me, or if I can support you in any way, feel free to connect with me at rozkincaid.com or email me at hello@rozkincaid.com. Again, if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur and interested in advertising on the show or becoming a sponsor or a friend of the show, I like to call it, contact me again at hello@rozkincaid.com, or check out my media kit on my radio show page of my website at rozkincaid.com/soul-healing-conversations. So before the break, I got a little heated and I don't apologize for it. Balance and equality is like my thing. is in my birth chart, is very near and dear to my heart. And, when things seem lopsided or unfair, it kind of takes me to another place. So I hope you all can have an appreciation for my my fieriness and my passion for, things just being equal and right and fair, because, it's the right thing to do. So before we get back into it, I think I wanted to pull another card. I feel like I want to pull another card. So this deck is coming from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. Again, if I could show y'all what I'm talking about, I would. So knock, 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 clear the cards. And I am just going to shuffle real quick and see what Spirit has to say. I want to get back on Facebook and do some live videos and just pull some cards, sling some cards for people, and just connect with the people in a different way. We're all stuck at home still. I know in Virginia, we just moved into phase 3 of social distancing, and retail stores are back open, but still, we still have some limitations on us. And for those of you who want to connect, might not be ready for a session, I don't know, I might come on and do a live or something one of these days. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Spirit, what is your message for me? Oh, go right out of my hands. So the card that fell out of my hands as I'm shuffling real quick, didn't even have to say anything, is card number 15. 15 reduces to 6 when you add those cards together. And in tarot, 6 is representative of balance, cooperation, I believe. And this card that I pulled is bold vision, big bold vision. So y'all, it's time to broaden your horizons. It's time to think big. It's time for you to take the scope of your vision and your dreams and blow that shit out. Like, think big. And I think that, and I feel like what happens to us when we get a vision and we hold it for a little while, it starts to narrow because we're too focused on the how, the when, the what, the who, the all of the details of it, when that's really not our responsibility. That's not the best way to attract what it is that we want to see in our lives. We got to hold the vision. That is our job, to have the vision, to have the goal, to have the desire, to have the want or the need or whatever the case may be. It's not our job to work it out. It's our job to hold the vision, make it as big as we can, not putting any limitations on it, and casting it out to spirit and letting them make that stuff happen. Whatever it is. You want to win the lottery, I'm pretty sure your number gonna hit. I'm not gonna go there. But anyway, create the vision. Write the vision and make it plain. Make it big. Make it as big as you can. It has to be bold. It has to be huge. It has to be bigger than you. If your vision doesn't scare you or your goal doesn't scare you, look at it again. Go bigger. Go bigger, because you can't have it. And that's what Spirit is challenging you to do. If you want it, make it big. Don't worry about how it's going to get done. And really, you can't even worry about the timing. You can't put the timing on it, because let me tell you what, if you have it in your energy, in your being to want it, the provision is already there for you to have it. There's a process to everything. There's a process to everything. Good message, Spirit. Thanks. All right, let's get back into the conversation. So I want to talk about trusting yourself. And this kind of goes back to a little bit connects to the first card that I pulled earlier about having hope and intuition for yourself and all of that stuff. And here recently, and it all kind of started happening around Black Lives Matter movement. Like, it ain't like Black Lives Matter just started. I mean, but here recently with the tragic murder of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, I started to evaluate my own values and the source of my value system. And I often have these conversations with people that I trust the most. And I always seem to come back around to the statement that I'm pretty good about seeing what other people need and trusting what I get for other people, because that's my gifting. That's what God has given me to do. But when it comes to me and getting messages and stuff for myself and intuition for myself, I don't always trust that. And so I had to look at that and figure out where that comes from. And and I'm still working through it, but I feel like that comes from I don't want to say a poor value system, but not as strong as I would like for it to be. My self-worth and value system isn't as strong as I would like for it to be. And so what I am doing, what I've done or started doing, is I've started kind of just keeping things to myself. I've kind of been quiet about, things that I'm working on, things that I want for myself. And not because I don't want to share with people. It's just, I need to just hold my cards close, because I want to practice on trusting myself. Because what I often find myself doing is going to somebody else with an idea or a thought or whatever the case may be, and asking them, what you think I should do. And know that when you ask people that, what you're really asking them is, what would you do if you were me? You're not asking them, tell me. What you're basically saying is, tell me what to do. And that's not the best way to navigate your life, because we all have intuition. We all have a guidance system. We all have source within us. And for me personally, I'm starting to feel like when I go externally and don't check in internally first with the spirit that's within me, it's almost a level of disrespect. Oh, wow. It just hit me. A level of disrespect. And it tells spirit that you don't trust me. You don't trust what I put in you. Trusting yourself is trusting source. Trusting yourself, trusting your intuition is trusting the spirit that's within you, the higher spirit that's within you. And so maybe that means you don't share a lot. Maybe that means you stop asking people what you think, What should I do? What y'all think? What you think I should do? I got this, I got that. Which one do you think is the best? Stop doing that. You'll never, I ain't gonna say you'll never get anywhere, but you'll never learn to trust yourself and be on your path if you don't start trusting yourself and stop asking people what they would do. Now, it's one thing to ask somebody, what should I do? But then it's a different thing to ask someone their perspective so that you can weigh out options, pros and cons. You have to trust yourself. You have to know that the answer is already in you. A lot of times when people go to psychics and mediums and ask for life path information, or you go on YouTube, on the YT, and look at these videos, and they start to, pick a card or pull a card and it hits you, it resonates with you. That's because you already knew the answer. And all we doing is confirming what you already know. Now, I ain't saying don't come and support. And, if you need help, call me. But I guarantee you the things that come up in those readings, in those videos, resonate because it's like a light went off. It's a confirmation. Like you knew. It's like a woman going to a psychic and asking, is my husband cheating on me? Girl, you need to come over here and ask me for that. Like, if your man ain't right. If your man ain't being honest. You don't need a psychic to tell you that. Men too. You don't need anybody to tell you when somebody's being disloyal or not being all the way 100 with you. You feel that in your body because your spirit feels that there's a vibration that ain't matching up. That's what I'm talking about. When you, like I said earlier, when you feel like something's not right, that's your intuition talking to you. When you don't sometimes have motivation to move forward on a particular project or feel like I shouldn't do this right now, don't do it. That's your intuition, and you have to trust that. You can't rely on somebody else to tell you what's right, best, and good for you. Yeah, people are gonna, present you with opportunity and options and things like that. But you at the end of the day get to make the final decision of what's best for you. You get to have the final say of how this goes down. This is your life. You don't need anybody's permission to make the right decision. There is no right decision or wrong decision. It just is. Make a decision. Make the best decision that feels good to you. Brings me to a quote that I saw. I actually saw it yesterday on a bumper sticker, but I looked it up. It says, everyone is entitled to his own opinion, but not his own facts. And Daniel Patrick Moynihan said that quote, and he actually said it in the context of a political conversation. But I thought about that and I said, what does that mean in a spiritual sense? And what I got is that everybody is going to have an opinion of what you should be doing or what you should not be doing or what's best for you. But they can't form the facts or the truth around who you are, what you are, and what you should be doing with your time and energy. Nobody can do that but you. So yes, everybody's going to have an opinion about you. And even more so if you invite them to have one. But nobody is an expert on you but you. And nobody can heal you except you. Y'all feel me? Because nobody has the same connection that you do to your source, to your higher being like you do. Yes, we all have a connection to spirit, but yours ain't like mine and mine's not like yours. My walk is not like yours and yours isn't like mine. And so you have to trust what you are getting for yourself, Roz. And stop looking for validation that perpetuates that shaky self-worth, self-value system. Even me, I got work to do. Even me. So y'all, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for letting me share with you. I appreciate you all taking the time to listen and just listen to my thoughts and let me share my heart, and allowing me to just be real, be authentic with you. You know, a lot is going on and it weighs on you a lot, you know, and sometimes you just need to take a break and just think and just rest. So we're out of time for today, and I wish we had more so that I could share with you all, at least pull some more cards. But unfortunately, we got to go. We got things to do. The day's not out yet. And so, again, I want to thank you again for letting me be part of your day and allowing me to help you along your journey. Keep listening, you guys. Keep listening and tell somebody about the show if this resonates with you. Share it out. I would greatly appreciate it. And so y'all meet me right here next Wednesday for another great episode. And if you are on YouTube following some of the spiritual teachers and card readers, then I have a treat for you, because Joanna the Healer will be with me for a conversation on spiritual awakening. You don't want to miss this episode if you want a greater understanding of spiritual awakening, or if you're actually going through in a spiritual awakening right now. So until next time, you guys, be safe. Be aware, pop a mint in your mouth and put your mask on, okay? Take care.
Thank you again for listening to Soul Healing Conversations. Please join Roz Kincaid again for another program next Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Time and 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Variety Channel. We'll talk again next week.